Hello, everyone. It's Earl here, and I'd like to introduce you to my Insights Discovery Workshop Assistant. Now, this was a task that I did not enjoy about my workshop preparation. I love almost everything about it, but there was this tedious activity of organizing breakout groups based on the color energy preference of the participants, and it would take me a little bit of playing around, trying to figure out how to have the right mix of participants in each of the groups. The Insights Discovery System is a system that helps people understand who they are, what their personality preferences are, and it's a simple four color energy model. And so I like to organize the groups so that I have a mix of people that lead with one of those color energy preferences. And so what I did with this GPT is I took the graph. I found that the graph worked better than the actual Excel file. And what this is a picture of the color energy preferences of each of the participants. You can see I was really lucky to have John Wick and Tony Stark and a few other well-known names in my workshop the last time I ran it. It was pretty amazing. Lots of great discussion. Peter Parker was there, Laura Croft. It was amazing. But it was obviously I'm hiding the names of my real participants, to protect their privacy and information for this demo. Unfortunately, ChatGPT wouldn't do this image for me. I had to go old school, so it's not quite perfect, but you get the gist. So what I would have normally for a workshop prep is I'd have something like this that would show me what the color energy preference is for each of the participants. And then I'd want to mix the groups and have somebody in each of the groups, if I could, that would lead with each of the color energies. And then during the workshop, I would often want to mix up the groups and have people work with different people. So maybe Tony Stark wants to work with Luke Skywalker, for example. And so I'd mix up the groups and have people share their profiles and information with their colleagues. So what I ended up doing was putting this into a GPT, so creating that customized version of ChatGPT, where those repetitive prompts that and each of those individual steps that I would go through every time I was preparing for a workshop and may or may not work. I created this. So now all I have to do is grab the image file, which I think I forgot to do before I left here. So let me just, I can't even remember if this is all together. Hopefully that's going to work. I'm not actually sure, so I'm going to do a screenshot. Sorry, I thought I had all of this figured out before I jumped in. So I would just grab a screenshot of that file. Now for me in my workshops, that would already be separate as an image file, and I could use it. I grabbed the screenshot. Oops, sorry, where did my GPT go? And I just paste that into the GPT. I don't have any prompt or anything because I already have it set up to recognize when the file is inserted, it does what I want it to do. So it goes through, it identifies the color energy preferences that each of the participants lead with. So I wanted it to do this so that I could make sure that it wasn't making anything up. Then it starts to create the groups. And again, I asked it to identify the color energy preference that that person leads with. So again, I could double check to make sure that it's not making anything up and is getting this right. And as it goes through, you can see it's composing the groups, putting someone that leads with cool blue, earth green, fiery red, and sunshine yellow in each of the groups. At some point, it gets to the point where it doesn't have enough information or enough participants, I guess. And so what I would do is I would just manually put this person into one of the groups. Then, because I want to be able to use this for, oh, actually, sorry, I guess the next thing I said, if there were other participants, to go to their second color energy preference. So that means that if I didn't have someone that led with cool blue, go to someone that has that as their second preferred color energy. So it is selected you know what I mean, Hermione. Yeah, there we go, Hermione Granger, to go into this group. And then it gives me the composition in a way without the color energy preferences. So again, that was another step that I wanted, because I didn't want participants to necessarily know how I was composing those groups. So I said, give it to me like this, and then create a PowerPoint slide that I can download and paste directly into my slide deck. So that is the output of it. In terms of the context, if it's of any use to anyone, if you do similar work to me, happy to collaborate and continue the conversation. But here's the context that I created. You can see this was just me writing it up. There's likely some typos in here. I didn't put this text through my GPT that corrects my writing for grammar and mistakes, because ChatGPT is smart enough to know what I meant, even when I make typos. That's it. Hope you enjoy.